Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Want some candy?
All right, here we go.
You wanna?
Yeah. What's up, you little dickwads? Monster Candy Podcast is back in full effect. And today we have our homie Scarlett back with us to talk about the 2022 Predator prequel, Prey.
Origin story
of kinds ish. And as always, I'm Screaming E from the Memphis Murder Men. With me is Oubliette Sparks from Tsunami Bomb.
Hello.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But before we get into that, it's time for
Horror news.
Oof. Yeah, horror news. So who's got some horror news,
I got
guys?
something.
Oh.
So,
Is it real life horror news?
I mean, I guess in light of the movie we're doing, we could talk about my day of horror news.
I think we should.
So I live in the forest. Like
Among the tree nymphs.
Yes. And in the forest, there's scary things like fisher cats, which I didn't even know were real. I thought people were punking me when I moved here, but they're real. They're basically like wolverines.
Land sharks.
Look it up. So they sound like babies crying before they attack. They're terrifying. They look like giant weasels. But yeah, there's like fisher cats, coyotes. We've got bobcats, got coyote wolves or eastern coyotes, all kinds of shit in my yard. Bears all the time. But you never really think anything that crazy is going to happen because it doesn't happen very often. And I was at work today and I got a call. So I live on 8 acres and there's only one person that I share part of my property with, and she's at the end of my driveway. So her property leads into mine. And she was watering her plants and her little dog Remy was about 5 to 10 feet away from her, and a coyote just picked it up and took it out in the forest.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. So it was a very sad and very stressful day. This poor woman was widowed last year and her other dog died right after her husband did. So this is like her final little tiny baby. And Remy was so fucking cute. I mean, maybe he got free and he's hiding somewhere, but
Doubt it.
So
Oh, geez.
yeah, I doubt it too. But after this, I started reading all about everything about coyotes' hunting patterns and different attacks. And there have been a lot of dogs that have broken free. So I'm not going to discount it. But we were out there searching all the quarry and the DEC land with the people in the DEC and the police and about 15 other neighbors that showed up to try to like at least find out where it went. So because here, like we have a coyote hunting season, but it's October through, I think, the beginning of December, because they do breed so fast that they allow hunting because they just take over. But in New York, if a coyote poses any threat or causes any damage to your land or any animal like that, you're free to do what you got to do. So
Okay.
we were trying to find traces to kind of see. And there's one of my neighbors used to be a professional trapper. So he came out and not that I'm into killing animals, but I have a Chihuahua mix and another dog. And like, it just, totally terrifying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well.
that's some horror news right there.
That's
the
news that's
real
way more
variety.
exciting than the movie.
That's true.
Yeah, it looks a lot more realistic too.
Yeah.
But I have like fun horror news, potentially fun horror news, aside from sad dog news. that's traumatizing and ruined my day and probably my week. But anyhow, so back when Willy's Wonderland was coming, yeah, sorry guys.
This
I'm a
podcast
big
is
animal
gonna be a
lover,
real
so
downer.
this is a bad day for me. Also one that like, yeah, I told my husband, I was like, be glad it wasn't Ernie because I would have gotten a fucking pail of gasoline and just burned the whole forest to the ground to
Sure.
make sure
Going down with him,
whatever
yeah.
got him. Yeah, I was just taking out the whole fucking thing. Like,
I
Hey,
completely understand that.
I was like, you would have seen the scariest overacting mother situation ever. I would have just destroyed the entire mountain. So
got to break a few eggs.
yeah, I mean,
Sure.
yeah, that's what I would have done. But happy horror news. Back when we were doing Five Nights at Freddy, or not Five
Yes.
Nights at Freddy, Willy's Wonderland, Five Nights with Freddy was going to come out with a movie. Jason Blum was talking about it, and then nothing ever happened. So he tweeted today something about how he's so excited to be working with Jim Henson's Creature Shop, and the character in the picture looks a lot like Freddy.
I saw
Sick.
that. I did see that.
So that would be like the one thing that would get me super excited about this movie is because obviously Henson is amazing and everything their Creature Shop does is so fucking cool. Truth be told, like I tried to play those games, I downloaded them all, and I can't do jump scares. Like the second the music would get tense, I would just delete it and be like, okay, let me try the sequel. Maybe this is more calm. Like I don't know how these kids are gonna have anxiety problems one day. That shit is
They do.
scary.
They do. That's why they
It is-
have anxiety problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I was like-
absolutely true.
I was like, I like relaxing when I play video games. And I was like, how can you even play this? And everything's strobing, and there's like you're walking through like air passages through the AC ducts, and like things are just fucking popping out, and then all of a sudden there's just a creature with teeth in your face, and it screams, and that's the game, and it's just awful. And I babysat these kids years ago who loved it, and what the fuck? I had no idea what they were doing.
Yep.
So, but Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I think that
Yeah.
could be really cool.
I hope so.
Yeah,
'Cause
me
God,
too.
the world needs good stuff now.
It's true. It needs to happen. But the world
Good.
thinks it's getting good stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah,
There's a lot
well,
of people talking about good stuff this week.
yeah. We will get into that. Scarlett, Rick. You got? I guess
I do.
any good stuff.
I do. So I was super stoked today because
Oh, but first, wait. I got to ask you, since you do Down the Hatch food reviews, and
Yeah.
the other day you had some spicy chicken sandwiches.
oh god, that was my own doing. That
Yes.
wasn't even for the friggin' thing. But yeah, I had that hot chicken from Lovely's, which I get all the time.
Right?
It's
I remember you
delicious
saying.
hot chicken, but this time it was warmer outside. I don't know, thinking that maybe that might have been the difference, but also I guess they marinate their chicken in like habanero buttermilk.
Ooh.
So it can be hotter on certain days and hotter not, and blah blah blah. Well, needless to say, I got this chicken and it was terribly hot, and so my insides and the outsides were sweating. And yeah, I didn't even finish the whole thing. Like I brought
My
it home.
insides are sweating.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like it said too, it was only like 75 out, and I'm like, that's a lie. I was like, my beer
bullshit.
went warm in 5 minutes. It was
Oh,
terrible,
man.
but it was delicious at the same time. So
But I like that about that place. Not that I've had it yet. I still have to get it, but it sounds like it's like, like a normal like household recipe where it's like, hey, sometimes it's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
now
got to deal with
understand.
it. Yeah.
I've had some people say like, I can't do the Loveliest chicken sandwich, and I'm like, what? You baby, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like,
Stop
okay.
being a sissy.
That's why. Yeah, they got it on a hot day.
Someone was angry that day and was like, I'm going to soak this in here for a little longer. More habaneros.
Extra habaneros in there.
Fuck these people.
Nice.
Everyone's shitting themselves.
Basically.
Awesome.
I just wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Proceed with
But
not
yes,
poop horror news.
Dead dogs and diarrhea. That's what we're
Yeah.
all about here.
sick. Today's a great day.
Yeah.
So I guess what is it, like this month? Event Horizon turns 25.
Mm.
That's really, I think it's dope. I really enjoy that movie. But I guess Paramount's finally releasing a limited edition steel book, or they released it yesterday. So it's like
Nice.
Blu-ray, 4K, Ultra HD, whatever. But
Yep.
I checked it out. Like I looked on Amazon because I was like, maybe I'll get this. It's $89. I'm probably gonna wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not buy that right away. But it's cool. I there was like an article on Variety with like the director, and they like talked about how like basically they had to wait 25 years for this. Like the guy was like, his payout didn't really come until like 5-6 years ago. Like he started really being into it.
The
It's
steelbooks
I
are
always loved that movie, and it's
Me too.
surprising when I
That's
hear that
fantastic.
people had never heard about it or just hated it. And I'm like,
Oh, I didn't realize it didn't occur to me that Paramount also did Star Trek. And
Mhm.
so I guess like when he did it, Paramount people that were working there were like, what did you do? Like they were like, what is wrong with you? Like they were like
people
upset
are scared of space now.
because he like destroyed space like more than aliens, So it's like they were like, no. I thought that was pretty good. But
Actually, yeah, from a branding standpoint, that could be a bad move.
absolutely. They're all
Yeah.
okay. 25 years, you get your steelbook.
Like I'm still not fully on the Blu-ray train just because
neither.
I hate having to rebuy shit
Me neither.
on different mediums. So I'm like, ugh.
Mhm.
But the steelbooks are cool, and the Blu-rays do have, like I talked about this before, they do have awesome special features, like a shit ton, which is cool. But I don't want to buy anything that's like $100, and they always seem to be a fuck ton of money, like super expensive, $120, $89, $100. I'm like, ugh, really?
I was trying to read to see if there's any special stuff, and it didn't say anything, which made me go like, I mean,
there's
there has
got to
to
be,
right? There has to be
be
for that price, like, but it didn't specify it on the thing. So
Amazon sucks that way sometimes.
they do.
Fucking Amazon, get it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Get better descriptions
Yeah,
of the stuff.
Amazon.
Fucking Amazon. Well, cool. I'm sure everyone who loves that movie will check it out and probably buy it.
There you go.
The only real horror news I have is I did go to Creatures Con, which I spoke about on the little mini-sode I just did, up in Concord, California, up this way. It was cool. They had fucking John Stanley there, and it was hosted by fucking Lord Bloodraw and fucking what's his nuts? What's his name? David Skull. And they do some cool shit. It was cool. It was small. They had some guests. Sarah Karloff ended up canceling for medical reasons. So she says, I think she was just like, this thing is so fucking small. I'm not wasting my time doing this.
COVID.
Yeah. That's like everyone's excuse when they don't want to do something. I think I have the vid. Look, we understand. So, but they did show the day before at the Orinda Theater. Have you ever been to the Orinda Theater, Scarlett? You should check it out. It's super dope.
No, I haven't actually. Yeah, no.
It's cool. It's like real Art Deco, crazy fucking colors. It's all gold and purple and all. It's fucking rad. And they show a lot of like Lord Bloodraw will do a lot of little events there where they show. I don't know. I've seen a bunch of Universal Monsters movies there and them and all kinds of stuff. And they were showing The Mummy, and they're supposed to have like a Q&A with her and everything the day before. And then the actual convention was out in Concord the next day. And man, I don't know. I talked about this, and I still don't understand why Northern California can't get a solid fucking horror convention.
Yeah. All of them are always small. They're
always
never that
small
big.
and kind of like,
It's so weird.
I mean, it's cool. Like, it's cool, because you get some local people there, local celebrities, and they did have some guests, but I mean, they had like, I don't know, maybe 10 guests, 7 guests, and they're all like kind of obscure people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool because they still have some cool shit, but I don't know. Bums me out that it can't be bigger.
There's nothing big in the Bay.
There's like not even because Sinister is in
Sacramento. And even that's kind of like weird and small.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you affording to, first of all, how are you affording to rent out the fucking place it's in? And two, pay the people that come there, like the guests, because they have gotten some like pretty big names. And I'm like, there's 40 people here.
Yeah.
Like, how is anyone making any money? But
absolutely.
Weird.
I don't know. It was still fun, I guess. $15. Can't beat it. I got some cool magnets and there's some shit. But yeah, so that's all I got.
That's it.
All right. That was boop, boop, boop. All right. So let's get into this fucking magnificent movie that everyone seems to absolutely love. Well, not everyone, but a lot of fucking people.
A lot of people love it.
A lot of people love it. It's Prey, the prequel origin story Predator. I guess one origin story. I don't know. it was directed
I could
by.
have really done out. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, by Dan Trachtenberg.
So
Dan Trachtenberg directed it. We have some things to say about him. And let me read the storyline from IMDb. So, the origin story of the Predator in the world of the Comanche Nation 300 years ago. Naru, a skilled warrior, fights to protect her tribe against one of the first highly evolved predators to land on Earth. Yeah.
That happened.
It did happen.
It did happen.
All right. So like the whole hype on this movie seems like a fucking psyop to me, honestly. Because everyone's like, dude, it's the best. It's just as good, if not better than the original. I'm like, what? Wait. Ooh.
I haven't. Oh, that would upset me. I haven't personally heard anybody say that, but I've seen reviews.
Oh, I've seen a lot. We both, me and Juliet have seen a ton of people are just like.
People I know that like have similar interests. They're just really into it. There's a lot because I felt like it could have been really good with like some minimal changes, and that's what bums me out more about it. And one of the things that I still can't get past is how it's a movie called Prey about a predator, and yet the apex predators and other animals that are real that are in the movie were done so fucking bad by CGI, and they didn't even make them act like those animals would have really acted, that it was like very confusing.
Yeah, I was
the
not.
Bear scene, I'm sorry, maybe it's just because I see bears all the time here, but I was just like, come the fuck on. Like
the bear scene got me.
Bears too.
No.
Perhaps if it was a mother bear and you smack the shit out of its cub, it would have that reaction, but like it just didn't even look like a bear. It was just weird.
Yeah.
CGI was like, I wish they would have just not the CGI stuff. It was too hokey to even get past for me.
That's one thing. Like the CGI, the fights and all these animals attacking the thing. Like the wolf looked okay in some parts. Because I think I don't know. It looked like at least some parts they might have been.
They used a real wolf.
Right.
They did use a real wolf. Yeah, in some parts. Yeah.
The rabbit was terrible. Like that looked like Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah.
And the ant.
Yeah.
Even the ant
in the beginning got me. Oh yeah, I forgot about the ant.
Well, I mean, I did.
Like opening scene.
I did like that part as far as like the circle of life, where it was like, the fucking. The spider crawling, and then the fucking rat eats it, and then the fucking snake gets the rat, and then he gets the snake. And I'm like, okay, that's like a cool idea, like whatever. But it didn't look great.
Some nice symbolism, sure.
Right.
But the fact that in this entire movie, the most excited I got was the potential for a kill while somebody was pooping. That's a problem.
Right.
That was literally the most excited I got when I was like, oh, there's gonna be a poop kill.
I mean,
and that's awful because this movie had some like serious topics, sort of things in it, and could have not.
Like I've been going
that sort of reaction out of me.
I've been going hard in the paint on this one, on the interwebs, on social media.
Oh yeah, he's mad about this one.
And it's Okay.
which is kind of normal.
Right.
But
Entertaining, sure. Okay.
He's doing the chap my hide hands right now. You guys
yes.
can't see
Chap
it, but
my
he's
ass.
got him up. Or
It's really
chap
chapping my
he's got
ass,
his hands
but-
up.
But I'm saying, okay, yeah, it's entertaining. I get it.
In this instance, it's about chapping the hide, though,
Yeah. Yeah.
for the
but
natives. Go on.
like, I like the concept that they were doing it in English, but they did it in like the dialect
Comanche.
of modern English.
Yeah, they could have changed it. They could have been for such a piece that seemed almost like they could have literally made this way closer to a period piece.
Right.
Like, and the worst thing about it is that I see people like, this was wonderful for a period piece. And I'm like, no.
There's two parts.
They were
when
using
talk-
modern slang between the siblings.
Right,
Yeah.
right. There's
Like,
two parts
Totally modern American
that
slang.
was super modern. One was when fucking Dusty Beavers or Dakota Beavers, Dusty Beavers, Dakota,
Beavers.
yeah, was like, I don't even remember exactly what he's saying. It was at night, I think, and he's just like, oh, like totally Keanu Reeves, like, oh man, bro, like that was his diction, and you know what I mean. I was just like, oh my god, what are you doing? You sound like you should be on
And-
Dawson's Creek. Like it was that
Yeah.
kind of moment where
No, absolutely.
For anyone listening to this, you need to also look at his IMDb profile picture and thank me later.
yeah,
Oh.
sploosh.
No, it's so cheesy. But yeah, he's also good looking.
And the other part
Almost everyone in this movie was good looking.
is when they were talking to
So one
Naru,
plus.
and she was like, maybe, like total Valley Girl,
the head
maybe,
nod? Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, that. Look, you don't have to be all fucking tonto about it and be like, hey, oh yeah, talk like that. But this was way too modern for them to be acting the way they were acting and delivering some lines. Like
Did you watch
some of the actors.
Comanche version?
No,
I'm kind of curious about it. I didn't realize that. I thought it was dubbed, but it's not. It's totally different takes.
right.
Because so I've heard from people like there are what I saw was people were saying that they were like certain people were happy because like Native Americans they're always seen as like the whole like you said, like going full overboard, like Tonto, like all that stuff,
Right.
but like this one was more like I guess I don't want to say the word normal, but you know what I mean, like freaking
It was more accurate.
yeah,
It was-
but
right.
if they could have just done it in the time period, like
Right.
like you said,
Instead,
like
modern teenagers.
exactly
Yeah.
instead of modern teenagers. Like I get it if it was based in today's world, yes, that would have been totally fine, but it wasn't. Like
Mm-mm.
it was not.
Yeah, it was a little weird the way they
Yeah.
were acting because it made it a lot more modern than I don't know, it was just conflicting vibes you were getting. You're like, okay, it's supposed to be this, but they're totally acting like it's some fucking like a Twilight
Yeah.
movie. And I'm like, ugh.
But then you bring in the fucking French dickbag fur trappers, and they're
Yeah.
acting like it's a period piece.
right.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, so it is a period like piece.
Yeah.
What do we
It
do?
was besides the modern day
Main-
English speaking Comanches.
Right.
I mean, are they trying to do that so people relate and want to like them?
I think
That's
that
something I
was,
could think.
yeah. From a few articles that I read, that seems like that's what they were going for.
Yeah. And
I mean, it makes sense, and I could see younger people relating to that more than a traditional, because it was very light on the amount of kind of place they would have put her in for trying to be a hunter. Like there's the one scene where they come to get her that it gets a little violent, but I mean, it would have been a little different if it was a real period piece.
right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess one of the producers was Jane Myers, which I guess she's a member of the Comanche community, and she was giving it praises, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but giving it praises and saying how accurate and how good depicted and everything, and which is cool. And a lot of people are just fucking just tossing rope over how awesome this movie was. And it's like, to me, I think that it feels like they're only doing it because they feel like it's so inclusive. So they have to be like, oh my God, this movie's so awesome. And I'm like, it's not awesome though. Like, it's not. They spent like almost 40 minutes on Naru, basically being like, I'm as good as the guys and I can go out and be a hunter and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like, I don't give a fuck about her plight with that. Like, in my opinion, it would have been a way better movie if they would have started it maybe 5-10 minutes before the lion hunt.
Yeah.
Because that pretty much gives a like, okay, she wants to be a hunter. She doesn't want to just be, the typical
There's
woman role that the Comanche had. Women took care of
that's the thing, is they were trying to like overly spell it out, and you see that in a lot of movies now, instead of like things just being implied or assuming the audience will pick up on it.
Yeah.
Instead, they have to like beat it into your fucking skull before anything happens.
Well, that's
so
what
like,
I'm saying.
By the time it gets fun, you're already like, yeah, we know what you're trying to say. Like, come on, we want to see fucking people get murdered by
the predator. Yeah,
like
if they would have started it there, it gave you got the whole sense of it. Okay, she wants to be a hunter. She finds a way to actually let the guys have her come out and join the hunt. And she's the first one that experiences the predator and is like, holy shit, there's something else out here. And they're all like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's the one that has the experience with it and kind of has the first understanding of like what the fuck is going on. And it could have just went from there. But no, they were just like, okay, we're going to be extremely like specific for 25-30 minutes and very intentional of telling you how this chick feels and whatever. And the director said he wanted to give it like a feeling. He wanted the story to be an underdog type story, akin to a sports movie. The underdog overcomes and wins in the end. And it's like, all right, but just from the jump, they're fighting an intergalactic super hunter.
Yeah.
They're already underdogs.
Yeah.
And not only that, like the bullshit